And you're back on the Tortoise and Hare experience. We just heard the song by We Are the Riot, and that song was It's Not What You Wanted. Go ahead and log on to their Facebook, facebook.com/We Are the Riot. And joining us momentarily will be Andy from We Are the Riot. But as in every experience, we also like to start it off with an experience.
I do.
So I'm trying to figure out who should go first. As always, it's always
a toss-up. Like, who went first last time? I think I ended last time, so I think you can go first this time.
Okay.
It's all you. It's all you.
Okay. Oh man. It's been tough.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
No, not toughness.
Not tough.
Suck it up.
I've been letting things go, and actually, you helped me, Max. Unbeknownst to yourself.
Uh-oh.
You and Sting.
Me and Sting.
Yeah,
well, we
both
do that
helped me.
together often.
Yeah. I read a post on your Facebook a while ago, and it was something on the lines of like, you got to learn to let stuff go, whether it's like a ex-lover or whatever. So it's been, I want to say 3 years, maybe almost 4 years since I've broken up with my girlfriend. And gotta tell you guys something. It's not healthy to maintain relationships these days due to social media and stuff. I mean,
it's not healthy to maintain a relationship or to maintain a past relationship.
Maintain like I was following her on Instagram, and because you know what, like in my head, I was like, I want to know that she's okay.
Yeah.
I rarely run into her, and she didn't block me or anything like that. So it's like, that's cool. She defriended me on Facebook, unfollowed me on Twitter. So
Here's my advice for you and all of our listeners: don't be friends on Facebook or any social media with the person that you are in a relationship with, unless you want your relationship to fail. Because there's too much interaction with other people trying to get involved in your relationship and like starting junk, and things can be very innocent and misinterpreted. So my recommendation is to stay off that with somebody that you love.
So I've been another reason why I've been trying to like get sober is I've been drinking a lot, and I've been texting her because I still had her number and stuff.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah,
anything like selfies. Like
no.
Okay, good.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah, I just had a mental picture there, right? Didn't you just get a little like throw up in your mouth?
Oh, yeah. A little bit.
Okay. I just want to see like what she was up to, but because of her, she was very unresponsive, which thank you for that. And then yesterday, I decided to do the hardest thing, which was to delete her from my life.
Yeah.
That was the toughest. Like, I've been to war. I've been to like all these like things.
Yeah.
Like, but like that was tough. And I sent her my final text, just letting her know that I was deleting her, and hoping that like we run into each other accidentally. And I deleted her number, her email, defriended her, everything. And I'm still coping, I'm still going through it.
It's a hard thing.
And it was fun because like last week you guys were like, "Oh my God, you moved out, you're gonna get laid," and all this stuff. And it's just like, I was trying to tell you guys like, well, it's not about that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about me just doing my recovery. So now I believe I can begin my healing and my recovery, and I think it's gonna take a long time for me to, to even try to care for somebody. I mean.
Well, most important thing is to care for yourself.
Yeah.
That's number one. And as soon as you start feeling good about yourself and, not drinking, working out, swimming, feeling really good about yourself, that's when everything good comes into your life,
Oh,
Step in the right
definitely.
direction, my
Yeah,
friend.
for sure.
You know, and it
Yeah.
sounds so cliche, but time heals all wounds.
It
You
does.
know,
Yeah.
and
Unless you have, a restraining order and
No, I didn't get
It's
that
like-
point because I didn't want it to get that to that point. And so I
Mhm.
knew like whatever chance I had of being friends with her or whatever, that this is something that I had to do. Otherwise, I knew like just me texting her at these weird off time hours, I already knew I was jeopardizing it.
Right.
So I knew. Luckily, I came to that conclusion. Like, look, if I really want this person in my life, I have to delete her, and then hopefully, with time, we run into each other or whatever. You know what I mean? And maybe one day she will ask me for my number and friend request me, or whatever. And then I know, okay, like it's healed. Like
Yeah.
well, as long as you're healed at that time, I think. You know, human nature is such a funny thing, and I feel like when there's trauma and things, we do things to re-traumatize ourselves. Whether it just be, looking on social media, updating, texting, just all that sort of stuff. I feel like it's just something that humans do, and I think with social media too, you gotta treat it as what it is. I think people take it far too seriously. People live their lives on social media. I definitely don't think that's healthy. I've had many discussions actually in the last few weeks about it with friends, but just about how the lost art of communication, the lost art of eye contact and all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing, that she's not on your friends list or, you don't have her number. I think it's a positive step in the right direction.
It is.
It's a
it's
big
a
wide world
release.
out there, man, and there's, for every one special person in your life, I swear you can find 5 more, if you're open to it. So,
yeah, it's just she was my best friend. So it's
I thought I was your best friend.
you're my best like
Dang it.
radio
See, now you're
partner.
you're gonna make Max cry. Come on, man. It's no way to start
No.
the show.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? We feel for you. And for our listeners out there, if you want to show some support for Turtle, write in and, give him a little love and tell him that you're thinking about him. And, a little encouragement it can go a long way. So, and that's what we love our viewers and listeners.
So that post by you triggered that, and then
Yeah, sorry.
it's cool. And then I started listening to Sting, like if you love somebody, set them free, and that
Right.
kind of just
set them free.
yeah. So that kind of became like more of like a I just heard that a few more times just to like get the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, I recently went through that myself, and the problem is that we still do business together, and so it's constant contact, and sometimes it's not nice, and I have a hard time like setting that all free because there's always that attachment,
Yeah.
and sometimes things end in a messy way. You try not to have that happen and, be peaceful and loving towards each other. So I continue to bring business to him and, try to be as cool as I can. Of course, we're not talking about my ex-husband because I would like to bring something else to him. In the most zen way, right? Yeah, okay.
So that's my experience. What
Yeah.
what experience have you been going through?
Man, well, I feel for you. I've had some crazy experiences going on lately. From the last time I saw you to now.
It's only been a week. That's
I know,
the
right?
funny part.
It's just a week. Yeah, I'm dealing with moving, and
You're moving from your apartment?
I am kind of forced to move because somebody else was on my lease that never lived in my apartment, never lived there, never gave any money, but won't release his name off my lease. And now they won't turn over my lease. So I can't resign, and I'm screwed. And, like eviction and all of that. And it's not due to non-payment because I've been paying for, over a year there. But I'm stuck. And now they won't give me back my deposit or anything else. And it's a, huge deposit, huge. So really difficult in that, and trying to deal with like how how do I do this? You know, the process of packing and moving, and I feel like I just settled into a place. And
So are you staying within the same complex or completely different place?
no, I'm gonna move. Well, they're not being very
Right.
agreeable, so you know, I definitely don't want to stay there. They've jacked my rent from $3,000 to $4,000 on a month to month, you know, and it's robbery. It really is, you know, and that's not including, you know, any of the other bills that
Right.
go with that. So I'm like, screw this place. You know?
Definitely.
So I'm looking for another place, and
That's fun
you
though,
know,
right? Like,
well, yeah, but you know, I don't know like how my credit's going to be now with this, and you know, it's just drama, and I really don't appreciate drama in my life at all. I don't do well with that, but you know, it's a release, and because I do live in the here and now, in the moment, you know, trying not to focus on any of the negative energy from that, and just like, all right, I'm going to be present. This is happening for a reason. This is a release. You know, let's get into a place that's more affordable, and you know, that happier, and that I can play music, and the bitch upstairs doesn't scream at me after 10 o'clock.
Everybody's got a bitch upstairs.
I mean, come
tell ya.
on. They
Killer.
sold this place as if it was for musicians and artists.
Mhm.
And now they're like, you know, and the moment after we moved in, they're like, you know, shut up,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my
Though I
nasty
feel like at
experience.
$3,000 or $4,000 a month, they've kind of like missing the musician and artist thing.
Right, yeah, exactly. It should be $300 a month for us. Yeah, they should a lot for that.
I think so.
Yeah, so what about you? Creative? Anything?
Yeah, you know, Max, you know me. You know, I've been in a very reflective period of my life. I feel like 2014 for a lot of people is almost like cleaning house.
Mhm.
And 2015, I feel like it's been a really tough start for everybody. I don't think I know anybody in all facets of my life having a real easy go of it right now. And you know what? I'm not just a musician. You know, I'm an occupational therapist, and you know, I work at a couple of children's hospitals around Southern California. And obviously, I can't give you guys identifying information, but you know, I was working with this kid. He's a 19-year-old kid. You know, was in a car accident, but he was actually parked at a light, and a car hit him from behind, but hit him with such force that it broke the seatbelt and ejected him 100 feet outside the car.
oh wow.
Yeah, serious. And
Yeah.
as it turned out, you know, after police investigation, I mean, the other driver survived, and this kid, you know, 19-year-old kid, was, you know, I treated him in a coma for like 2.5 months before he came out of it. And you know, as it turned out, the guy in the car behind him was trying to hurt himself. Okay, so it was like a suicide attempt,
Yeah.
and really tragic story. You know. Anyway, the kid has recently started to make fantastic progress. Okay, so he's woken up. He's started to be able to do more for himself. You know, with occupational therapy, we're concerned with, you know, a person's ability to care for themselves and be independent. And he's also started communicating. I mean, he can't talk, but he's, you know, cognitively is quite intact, which is amazing because, like, and I don't want to get into too much detail here, but when they found him, you know, that he had an eye dislodged, and you know, there was bits of his brain in his eye socket. So the fact that this kid has recovered to a point where he can communicate and is amazing. Anyway, I was sitting there, you know, treating him, and we connected on a musical level, you know, because he was a guitar player, and unfortunately, you know, the right side of his body's not working anymore. But what we did, you know, because OT, we work on upper extremity rehabilitation, fine motor skills, is, you know, you know, I just had him shaping the chords on his acoustic guitar, and then I was just doing like active assist, you know, and we were just strumming chords on the guitar, just, you know, really powerful to do things in rehabilitation that people are familiar with, because it, you know, taps in, taps into all those habituated motor planning patterns and stuff. But anyway, you know, after that, he kind of started to open up a bit more, and he asked, you know, it's like, what happened? You know, why am I here? I said, well, you know, mate, I don't know if you know, but you're in a pretty significant car accident. You know, you were hit, and, you know, you were in a coma. It happened months ago. And then he started asking about the other driver, you know, and he he said, one of the nurses here told me that he was trying to hurt himself. And I'm like, well, I can't speculate, I don't know the situation. I just know it's in the medical record. And anyway, he said, I hope he's okay.
Oh, see, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful spirit.
Yep. And, he said that he just wants to meet him or write him a letter or do something just to let him know that everything's okay, because he understands this guy's trying to hurt himself. And
he survived? He survived.
Oh, yeah. And, at that moment, it just like, in health, you kind of, you almost build up these walls as coping mechanisms, particularly when you're working with kids. These kids overcome so much that you can't let it all affect you. But in that moment, for the first time being OT for 10 years, for the first time, it just hit home. And I was just like floored, like back in my seat. And, I thought about all the things that, I was dealing with, all the resentment that I felt towards people. And I'm just like, you know what, in the grand scheme of things, is this stuff really important? You got homeboy over here who's got a lifelong disability now, forgiving someone who pretty much tried to kill him, right. in the most selfish way possible, and here I am upset about stuff that's so trivial, and, I think it's important to acknowledge how you feel and to, deal with stuff the way that you deal with stuff. But, man, there's people out there just dealing with so much.
Yeah, so much,
Yeah, so that was my experience, but it kind of like really put a nice perspective on 2015. And
yeah. Wow. Well, thank you so much for first off being an occupational therapist. I had my own experience with that when I was 15. I had a really bad surfing accident, hit some underlaying rocks when I was surfing in Puerto Rico. And 13 foot overhead, had to be airlifted, the whole deal. But I was in a wheelchair for a year and a half, and they said I was never going to walk again. Mm-hmm. But the occupational therapist were so determined to get me out of that chair that within that time I was walking and dancing again. That's amazing. So it was insane. Like
never say never.
Yeah, they were just so determined. They're like, you were doing this. There's like. And I remember the pain of like, those bars that you have to like pull yourself up on and just crying. And I was like, no, I'm not, I am not into this. Just let me but you suck it up and you go on with the help of others. And, so there's nothing in your life that, is so much that, you have to go out and try to take somebody else's life and your life, it's just, it's unfair.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So, my prayers are with both of them and their entire families because it affects so many people. Absolutely. And, to you, thank you again for doing that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And Guitars of Love would love to come down and, help out,
be awesome.
With whatever we can do for him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the kids are amazing. The kids that you work with, and you again, it just gives you perspective every day, about the fact that people can be so resilient, so it's eye-opening.
Yeah,
it's not as depressing as it sounds. It's actually a really fantastic job. It's very rewarding. So,
yeah, well, you can't get more rewarding than that. Other than what Turtle and I do.
Yeah,
because
for sure,
we touch people.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm not ready to touch people just yet.
Right.
Oh, we're going there already? Yeah. This early in the show, we're there? Okay.
No, he's already there. He was there 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
Before I even started the show.
Right now we are talking with Andy the Kid Cole, which you can find at andythekid.com. He is in We Are the Riot.
He's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Don't just... put him in one little pigeonhole.
Well, We Are the Riot is my official band. Okay?
Yeah.
It's like, I played with Wayne Static for, the last few years, and then I recently did a tour filling in for Dope. So,
For what? Say that again?
Dope.
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 Dope. How do I say it with American accent? Dope.
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 Dope. Yeah. Which was great. So I still, freelance, I guess is what you call it. Yeah. So... a little bit going on here and there.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you real quick about the Static X. I saw that you just took part in a memorial.
Yes,
and,
that's right.
If you can tell us a little bit about that for those of us that couldn't get a ticket?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really emotional night. I didn't know Wayne from back in the day. I only known Wayne since I was playing the band. So I joined Static X when it was still called Static X in 2012, and then when Wayne transitioned to just Wayne Static of Static X, he kept me in the band, which was great. And they put on this memorial for Wayne, and it was a really nice gesture. Just all people that had toured with him, that had known him, got up and just played his songs. His wife Tara was there; she hosted the night, and Wayne was there. His ashes were there, and his beard was wrapped around the ashes. It was, it was just. I think it was, it was just a very emotional night. Particularly knowing Wayne, and I mean, it just. I don't have many words for it.
Yeah, it was an amazing night. I watched it online because I couldn't get to the show, and I was really happy that they aired that. So I was able to watch it live streaming, and all of the bands that played. It was so emotional, and it was just a night filled with love. And Wayne touched a lot of people. He was crazy ass motherfucker, but
in the best possible way. There was not a malicious bone in that man's body.
No.
Very fair. I've never worked with someone in the industry so fair. Just in his imparting of his experience and resources, and even just being paid fairly. And we had a situation in 2012 where the band ran into some legal stuff, and Wayne was like, what, you guys don't worry about it, I'm going to take care of this, and he took care of the whole band, and it was just
nice.
it was just a really genuine, nice guy. And it was just a shame. I was a big Static X fan, and that's why kind of being involved in Static X and Wayne Static has always been a little bittersweet, because there's always been this air of negativity and this air of drama. A lot of the interviews that Wayne did were centered around dynamics between him and past band members and stuff. And I will say that in his death, that it was one of the positive things to come out of it, is that people, from what I saw, were able to overcome a lot of their past BS and recognize Wayne for the talent that he was and the influential figure in rock and metal that he was. And I just hope that, he could look down and see that, because I know that he was very confused by it all. He was very confused by a lot of the drama and all that sort of stuff. And, I remember him even, making comment, I'm not going to say specific names, but just about how he missed playing with his best friends, you know what I mean? And this is years after all of this stuff happened. And, just, so anyway, it was just, one of the positive things to come out is that I feel like everybody pushed a lot of their issues aside, and we're able to celebrate him and acknowledge his contribution to music. So.
Well, let's do our own memorial to Wayne Static as we play a song from the Static X Cannonball
record, yeah.
And we are gonna play the song Destroyer. Can you give us some insight on that song?
Yeah, I mean, this was, I've chosen this song, just because it was one of my favorites to play, but also too, I remember sitting down with Wayne one night and telling him how much I really loved this song. I was like, dude, I love Destroyer, it has to be in the set. And he goes, dude, I wrote that song in 10 minutes. He's like, I sat down and just did it, and it just happened, and it turned out really good. And I was like, oh, cool, man. Yeah. So, that's my Destroyer story. And I love the music video too, because it's roller derby and just women kicking ass.
I think any song that's called Destroyer is a success.
Yeah.
So you like Kiss Destroyer.
Oh,
and,
yeah, for sure.
Just any song Destroyer.
Thank you so much, Andy, for allowing us to do that.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
He was. I owe that man a lot. He did so much for my career, and he did for so many careers. Because I'm a nobody. you know, and he took a chance on me, and you know, I got a lot of fantastic tour experience, and you know, I have sponsors that I have really solid relationships because of my involvement with Wayne, and you know, yeah, I owe him a lot, you know. And it's a bummer that I can never repay him, you know. So,
Yeah.
except that I will do my best to keep Evil Disco alive, you know.
All right.
Yeah, you know, it's just, yeah.
That's the best way to repay him, you know.
Yeah.
It
for sure.
is, but I'm going to disagree with you a little bit because you were never a nobody. Yeah, you had a very determined life in front of you. You're very determined. You know, nothing was going to stop you. So, success happened when you were born. You were destined for it.
I
So,
appreciate you saying that.
yeah,
you know.
no, it's true. And not only, you know, in music, but your heart and what you do for the kids, you know, it's really impressive. I'm a huge fan of yours.
Oh, thank you, Max. I appreciate it. You
Oh,
know, you know, I'm very, you know, it's one, again, you know, everything I feel like in music is bittersweet these days, you know, and, you know, I still have this burning desire to be able to do this for a living, and God, man, wouldn't it be nice for music to be able to support and sustain a lifestyle, you know. A lot of my friends that, you know, I play in bands with and tour with, you know, they knew that life, you know, but I probably came along 10 years too late, and
yeah, unfortunately, the music industry has taken.
is what it is,
And
you know.
to poop.
I don't even complain about it anymore. I just
Yeah.
exist in it, and it is what it is. But the upside to that is that, you know, I love my career. You know, I took 4 years off from my music and went to university and got my degree, and you know, I got lucky, you know, because it's such a fantastic career, and I love my job, and I'm totally fine, you know, not out there touring my ass off, because I get to go to work every day and I love my job, you know, and I get to do music here and there, as you know,
Right.
as it's right. So
Do you think it's become, as far as music, more special now that you can't do it every day?
yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely appreciate when I do it. For sure. But don't get me wrong, you know, I love being on tour. You know, I live for being on stage. You know, I absolutely, like, you know, I don't have a drug habit. You know, I don't have any vices. You know, I don't smoke. You know, I'm a social drinker, but you know, I'm still driven by that need to be on stage. You know, that's my addiction. You know, it's just, you know, it's just what drives me, and you know.
Yeah, it's true. You can't really get away from it. Once you've been
Mm-mm.
sucked into that spotlight,
Oh yeah.
it's, you know, it just calls you back.
Oh yeah,
And,
for
you
sure.
know,
You
and
know.
just a crowd when they're, you know, with you and they're chanting and singing along,
Yeah.
it's magical.
Yeah.
So weird. Like, as far as like being on stage, I only need like one person. like,
Oh.
as long as, like, I got Denim, you know.
Well, you're on
and-
stage right now,
Yeah.
dude. You know,
Yes,
think of all the
yeah.
people you're reaching out to. It's the same
It's
thing.
true.
You know?
It's true. You're a sucker for the spotlight. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
I'll create my own spotlight. Like, what do you mean there's not a spotlight? Don't worry, I'll figure something out.
I got a flashlight.
Yeah.
Well, you have this really fantastic chandelier here that you.
Yep.
All right, isn't that
Yeah,
cool?
Sitting
we
below,
do.
you know?
Our viewers, I don't think they can
can see
pan
that.
up to that, but maybe we'll get some shots of that later. That's one of the things that we love about, you know, working here at NoHo 2 Studios in the beautiful North Hollywood, California, is that the set changes every time that we're here. And it, you know, it's never dull. There's always amazing artists that are hanging on the walls, and amazing artists that play here. And, you know, we are very, very grateful to Mark Doty and Denim Dan and Miguel and everybody who is involved in NoHo 2 Studios.
I am very envious of artists. Like, again, your viewers probably can't see this piece of art
But
to
they
my
can-
right over here. But first of all, how can you conceptualize that, and then how can you get that on paper
A
or
lot
on
of acid,
canvas?
I
or
think. I'm thinking acid.
Oh, acid. You think?
I don't know, acid. Just, you know, I look at it as like too much time.
Oh, okay.
No, there's, you know what?
You can't do that like really quick. You know, that takes patience and time.
I don't know. You know, some art comes out very quickly, and some art, you know, it depends on, you know, when you're inspired. You know, you can just work through the night. Some pieces take months and months or years, but who knows?
Mhm.
I'm saying acid. You know,
That could help. I
I'm
don't
sticking
know.
with that because I don't know. It's like very like tunnely.
I mean, there's a lot of faces.
There's lots
in
of
that.
faces. All of the art here, and we really encourage everybody out there to come down and see the art here. You can purchase it. You know, go on to our website and check out NoHo 2 Studios and talk to Mark Doty about that, and he'll be happy to give you a tour. And you can even book the studio if you want for your engagements.
NoHo2.com. That is where you can find them at. Do you do art or anything like that, Andy?
You know, I don't. I think, you know, the another thing, a really fantastic thing about working at the children's hospital is we use a lot of play and crafts and stuff to rehabilitate the kids. And you know, I'm surrounded by very creative women at work, and I've learned how to pony bead. I've learned how
Pony
to
bead?
crochet.
Wait.
Well, pony beads are like these little beads. They're colorful beads, and you put them on a string, and then you feed the string back through the other way, and you can make all of these different shapes and animals and Disney characters and stuff. I wish I could show you. Let me see if I can pull something up on my
Could you
phone.
come down one day and we can do that like live on the
that
air?
would be cool.
I don't know if it's that
on.
interesting, but I'll show you.
No, we're talking. We just like
Yeah,
make
we'll just
stuff.
be pony beading.
I will
pony
say
beading?
that I'll
Sorry.
give a website a plug. There's a website called beadycritters.com, and that's where I get all the patterns from. So kids come in, they're like, I want to make a zebra. So I go to beadycritters.com, and I find the little zebra. So, I mean, you can look through there. They're pony beads. So,
Wow.
yeah. So
That's really cool.
Yeah,
I want to do this.
yeah. And it's really good for
I
the
want to
kids
do this
too,
live
because
on the air. I
it's-
don't know if you can pick that up in your. Can you see it?
We'll take a photo of you.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I think it's hilarious that we're talking about pony beads during
But
a rock and roll interview, but it's all good.
You know,
You know, it's you know, I'm not an artist, but I get to express my artistic self and learn lots every day at work. You know, because I'm surrounded by these amazing creative women. So, you know.
Yeah, maybe we
Rock
should
on.
have like a total like craft day and just invite down a bunch of rock stars and, you know, have some drinks and
Everybody can contribute
Yeah.
something.
No, I think that's an awesome idea.
And what we'll,
I'm loving that idea.
And what we'll do is no cameras or anything will be allowed. That way, it's not about like
Yeah.
you know about like.
Can we do
us
it
on
naked?
Camera. Well, no cameras or anything are allowed, so we can do whatever we want.
Awesome.
I can finally be in my
Wicked.
Speedo.
Because I think I
We're
would
there
enjoy
again.
being
We're there in the
while
interview.
naked.
Always coming back.
Huge
Got to
fan
keep
of
it
Speedo.
interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
huge fan of the Speedo. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, no.
I have a
We
Speedo
could-
drawer
every-
in my room where it's just
Yeah, we
like,
call, in Australia, we call them budgie smugglers.
oh yeah,
Budgie smugglers.
Uh huh.
I,
You know
I
what a
like that.
budgie is, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
A little bird.
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to smuggle a little baby one.
It's my little Australian anecdote for you in the interview.
Hammock. Banana hammock.
No,
Banana-
banana hammock is no.
That's the scoop and
Yeah.
whatever. Scoop and
Yeah.
pull. I don't know all the penis terms. I'm
Yet.
not up on the penis terms.
Okay.
I am a big fan of the mankini too. You know
Mankini, I never heard of that.
You know the one. What's
Oh
his?
no, no,
Oh.
no, no, no.
A
Well,
Borat?
Borat. There
no,
you go.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no. Never say that again.
Yep.
I didn't know that was a thing.
visual,
I
man.
just assume that you have a drawer dedicated to Speedos, that you have a mankini in there. It's okay if you
No,
don't
no.
admit to it on the air. It's all
I
good.
just have a Speedo drawer.
Just-
That's all.
That's frightening.
Just where I could. Well, you know, like I said, I've been by myself, so it's just like now, like I can do whatever I want, like no judgment, no,
Absolutely.
you know, like so. If I feel like just like being in a Speedo all day, I'll just put it on and just be like, hey, I can finally do it. You know what I mean? I never have any visitors or anything like that, so it's just.
I feel like you should always be able to do it anyway. And if you ever go to Australia and you're on the beach, dude, whip out your Speedo,
Oh
dude.
yeah.
You know,
It's not offensive there.
no, people embrace it.
It's
you know?
terribly offensive here.
People wear Speedos on the beach in public.
Man.
With flip flops
cool.
and Speedos. You know, I mean,
with the big tummies and
big
the,
tummies.
Oh,
You know,
no.
yeah, just
No.
hey, express yourself. It's all good.
No. Oh gosh. There's expression, and then there's just outright like burning of the eyes.
I don't know. I've been, you know, I really don't show off my body at all. So it's, you know, but I've been told that I have a nice body, that I'm, creating a nice one. So hopefully by the summer
Yeah.
I'll be even more, chiseled and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So-
I got to work on the chiseling.
If you figure out the secret, let me know. You know?
It's never never giving up, just always
Yeah.
working out
Yeah.
and just never giving up. I've been working out for the past 3-4 years, and I never gave up, and I turned all my fat into muscle, and I'm still converting it.
That's because you're a guy. Guys can do that. Girls can't do that, because
They
they have
can.
that. I
They
don't
can.
know.
They just,
Well, I
I
mean, I
don't
like
know.
my women to look like women. I appreciate that there's the yoga bodies and there's the tight bodies, but also like the curves, and I like a little bit of softness too. You don't.
Yeah, a little bouncy bounce.
Yeah, a little bounce,
Right?
bounce,
You
little,
gotta
little
have
bounce, little
something.
squish.
A little something there.
Yeah, it's nice
You
to
know.
cuddle up to.
There's
nice
all
to be,
these
nice to be a
girls.
big spoon with a squishy little spoon. You know
All
what
the
I'm saying?
girls in Los Angeles are like teeny tiny. They're
Mhm.
teeny tiny. Where do they shop? In the kids department?
You want to know
Anything?
something funny about that? Is that this tour I did recently with Dope, we had this merch kid, and just an enthusiastic kid that wanted to come on the road and do merch. And I asked him one day, a very stylish kid. I'm like, "Hey, dude, where do you get your clothes?" And he goes, "The 13 and under section at Target." 13 and under girls section. I'm like, "You're kidding me?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude." He's a skinny little kid
Yeah.
from
Wow.
Florida. So his name from there on out was Fancy Pants. So.
Fancy.
So if you're looking for fashion, you want to be rock and roll, girls 13 and under, Target,
Yeah.
Okay.
as recommended by Fancy Pants.
I go
Dope's merch kid.
Nice.
for me. I go for like my T-shirts and stuff. I go to Macy's.
Okay.
In the boy section, because it's like their large is like my large. Like, okay, I can fit into that.
That's nice.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
have
and
to have
it's
my
cheaper.
shirts custom made. Thanks. So
Yeah, cheaper.
it's just wrong.
Yeah.
My son, Jesse, who I love to death, when he's not in my closet, because that's what he would do. He would do exactly that. He would just shop in my closet, take all of my pants because
Yep.
I'm a girl and I'm
Yep.
kind of on the small side.
He
But
likes the skinny jeans.
Yeah, the skinny jeans, and I'm like, Jess, take my pants off.
Yep.
No, they're mine now. You don't need them. Wear a dress. You're a woman.
I'm a big fan of H&M. I always get my jeans from the girls' H&M section.
Yeah.
I got kind of an odd body. I got like the ghetto booty and really short legs and.
Yeah, can you stand up and do
Yeah,
this?
one little twirl.
Yeah.
I'd twerk.
Pictures later.
But, I don't know. Let's not go there.
I
No,
have
I
that
say
kind of
let's
body
go there.
too, though. You know what I mean? So it's like where girls, because like I'm so short that like men's pants, they don't come in my length, so I always have to spend extra money to get them hemmed.
Yep.
And one day, God bless Goodwill, because that's where I do a lot of my jean shopping. And the people at the Goodwill, they don't understand what I finally understood what girl jeans are like and what guy jeans are like, and they mix them all up. So I'll be in the men's section and I'll find girl jeans that they think are guys. I'm like, well, if they think they're guys and they must be guys, and I'll put them on. Then I'll be like, wait a minute, these are girls jeans, but they're guys, so it's fine. It's fine.
I don't even care anymore. If I see a pair of girls' jeans that fit me and I like, then stuff it.
Yeah.
I'll rock them. Who cares?
Yeah. You got to do it.
What can
sometimes.
you do?
Yeah, it's a free country.
If you find what works for you, just go for it.
Yeah, clothes is clothes. You just decorate yourself and walk out there, unless you want to rock the Speedo.
Yeah, for
Which
sure.
That's
Well,
why
I'm guessing
It's not
in
a
Los
good idea.
Angeles you might get arrested for the Speedo.
Would
Yeah.
you? Do you
Yeah.
think so?
I
don't know.
think so.
'Cause
Oh man, I don't mess with the LAPD, dude. No
Really?
way.
I know in New York there's that the naked cowboy, and he's in this gold
underwear.
Speedo, and it's just no, it's so offensive. It really is. He came up to me the last time I was there and just was like all playing
Being naked
right up
cowboy
on me, and I'm
all
like
up on you.
screaming, running down the street. Leave me alone.
This is why I got to
It's
go to
crazy.
Australia with you guys or something like that, so I can like just wear my stuff and not be shamed or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just own it, dude. We love all people, all shapes and sizes.
I think Australia is a much friendlier place.
Is it? I've never been.
It's very laid back, because there's parts of America. I don't feel like in Australia you get the same customer service and attention to detail just in retail and at restaurants that you get here in America. For example, like if you go into a store here, the attendants come up to you, they give you a bag. Is there anything that I can do to help? Would you like me to take this to the dressing room, or can I give you a refill of drink? And in Australia, you walk into a retail store and the person might look up at you and say hello, but as far as them coming from behind the cashier to assist you, that doesn't really exist. And it's not a rude thing. If you ever go down there, they're not being rude. It's just a cultural thing. It's just like, just get what you need, and I'm here when you're ready for me.
Give me the money and get out. I like that.
Yeah. So it's just different, For two Western countries, it's very, very different cultures, but neither better or worse than the other, just different.
Do they judge you more over there for the way, Americans dress? Or are they like...
I'm from basically what I like to call the Bakersfield of Australia.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. So it's
no disrespect to Bakersfield.
No disrespect. Dude, I like Baco. I've had some good nights out in Baco, but, I'm from a town called Townsville, which is northeast coast. Closest city would be Brisbane, which is basically a 14-hour drive south. It's a very large regional town, a couple of 100,000 people. But whenever I go home with the hair and go out with the eyeliner or the skinny jeans, people it's harder for them to take, because they're not exposed to it on a daily basis. I feel like I'm desensitized across the board to everything, man. Like after being in rock and roll, after being in Los Angeles, like you can't do anything that offends me anymore. After being on the road, like, yeah, dude, I could tell you some stories.
Tell us. We want to hear these stories. Come on.
Just one story. Just one.
Yeah,
story.
just your favorite story.
Well, I will say, and I'm not going to say names, but from a recent...
I hate when you do that.
Yeah.
Because I want to hear the names. I want put the face with it.
There's road code.
Yeah,
names, okay?
Yeah, I've been on the road.
You know all about
There's no
road
code.
Okay, but, there's been a couple of stories that have happened, but one more recently was, I had a friend, in a band on a bus, and he had a visitor from that particular town, and they were in the back lounge doing whatever, and we're in the front lounge having a little party, playing some music, and for whatever reason he needs to go to the restroom, but felt compelled to run out from the back lounge and start hitting everybody with his boner before he goes.
That's gross. No need for that.
But it was hilarious. Okay, like it's like, yeah, sure, you're hitting everybody with your boner, but
Wow.
good for you, man. You go for it. You go get him, Tiger.
Jeez. No. Ugh. Were there extra friends on the bus at that same time?
Everybody
extra
was
boners?
just. There was no. I don't think that particular incident contributed to any of the other boners on the bus.
I hope not, because that would be awkward.
It was, but it was funny.
Jeez.
Like awkward for people not exposed to it, but for us it's like, ha!
Yeah.
Yeah. He just hit everybody with his boner and he's going back there and he's doing it. Good for you, man.
I love road stories. My favorite road stories are when you're, within the band that happen. Like when I was with Alice, there is another singer that was in the band, and after I left, they didn't like her too much, and the guitar player and bass player decided that they were going to refill her shampoo bottle.
Oh, no.
It was great.
Oh, see, that's next level.
Yeah, no, it was...
Again, one of those things
fun.
that's funny when it's not you on the other end.
Yeah. She ended up, I believe, putting his guitar in a bucket of water. Ugh. Yeah, it wasn't good. But...
I mean, you're just setting yourself up for revenge.
It's fun, things happen.
There's fun, and then there's malicious. You know what I mean?
Oh, come on. A little pee on your head isn't going to kill anybody. Big deal.
To some people, that's a good time, Turtle.
Yeah.
Right?
Some people pay a lot of money for that stuff.
That's true.
So you need to find those people and be like, hey, pay us some money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you ever gone on the Craigslist and looked at, the freaky, hookup stuff?
I do. A guilty pleasure of mine is I enjoy reading the missed encounters.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever read those things?
Yeah, that's funny stuff.
If ever I'm killing time as opposed to getting on the social media and just scrolling through a wall, I will read some of these things, and they're quite entertaining.
Yeah, you have to read them aloud in different voices. That's good fun.
To the redhead and the purple skirt on the subway at Vine today. I know our eyes met, and that I know you felt it too, and I just hope you check here because I felt a connection, and if you do, just hit me up, and we'll get together and see if that connection is real. And it's just amazing.
That was nice.
Oh, you're welcome. have you guys?
I wish I had red hair right now.
Have you guys ever heard Karen Sharpe on Coast?
Oh yeah,
She does the love line, the dedications.
Yeah.
man. Like that was one of my big discoveries of America. You know, when I was driving a lot, I would always tune into Coast FM for the dedications, and she just has the best voice ever, and I never want to meet her. I just want to know her voice.
No, I'm sure that she's lovely.
Oh yeah.
Can you do an impression of her?
Well, I think Max could. You know, one of the this is Karen Sharpe on Coast.
Well, I'm not going to do her name because as another radio host, I'll get in trouble for that. But
well, we're giving her a plug.
Coming up on Coast, we have Brian, who's in love with Karen, and Karen, Brian just wants you to know he's thinking about you tonight.
And he loves you.
He loves you. Here's a little journey.
That's exactly how it is. You nailed it. So good.
I listen to the radio.
I think I need to take a few minutes. I think it's time for a break.
I think it's time for a Speedo.
That'd be funny to just like do one of those every now and then, just like Max's dedications, but like have people like send you in dedications and then you just read them and then just play the song.
Yeah,
I think the thing is that Karen believes it, and she's like truly at her deepest soul and heart of heart just wishes the best for these people that are dedicating this love to each other.
You want that. You want to believe.
Yeah, for
Come
sure.
on.
It sucks you in.
You
It's
know
like,
that one song can change your relationship, that they're listening at that particular moment, which is doubtful.
Yeah.
But,
well,
you know,
doubtful.
what do you do? What do you do? You like call somebody up and say, hey, look, I'm going to dedicate a song to you. Make sure, but they hate you, so you're not going to listen anyway. You're just like tossing it out there.
But we can pray that the stars will align.
Yeah.
You know, and that person will hear that song. I like to believe that
It's a Hail
those
Mary,
things are
you know?
out there.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. The Hail Mary, man.
Right.
That's what keeps me waking up every morning.
Right. So Jared Leto,
Oh, wow.
if you're listening, let the stars align.
Oh, wow.
I had to throw that in
No,
because
that's okay. I'm rooting for you. You know? Go for Jared. Go get him.
Yeah, yay, Jared Leto.
Well,
I just
Andy,
want to do a film with him.
Thank you so much for coming on and taking part of the experience. Last time you were here, you were with the band, and we actually have the video. I'll post that
Yeah,
on
that
the
was
show
fun.
notes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Things have changed since then, though.
It has. Things are very different, you know. And I will say real quick, I know we're wrapping up here, but We Are The Right do have new music coming out. We're actually recording with Ulrich Wild as we speak. And Ulrich has done like Deftones, White Pony. He did the first 3 Static X records. Amazing producer. So people keep your eyes peeled. That's coming. And I'm also releasing my own solo EP. And I wish I could talk more about it today. The first single drops February 27th, but the first single I licensed to a sporting team. So the video comes out.
Right, that's the sporting team in Australia, right?
Yeah, I can't say who.
Yeah.
I don't want to take their thunder for their press release on February 27th.
February
But
27th.
yeah, when that song comes out and when the video comes out, I can talk more about my own solo project, and I'm very excited about it. The boys are going to be so busy with Coal Chamber this year that I've got a really good amount of time to do this. So.
Yeah, will you come back?
I will come back, and I'll exclusively play all the songs right here.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That's badass.
Coming at you.
Woo!
Yeah,
We
for
love
sure.
that.
I appreciate you guys. So.
Yeah.
Whatever
We
little
love
that I can do.
You do a lot. You do a lot. And we appreciate We Are The Riot. They're one of our favorite bands.
They're my boys.
Yeah. I'm so excited that, Jimmy Trigger is in that band now. He just brings that like extra nastiness that you needed.
The missing piece.
Yeah,
for
sure.
The itch that we couldn't scratch.
Right?
It's Jimmy.
Yeah.
He's scratching it.
You're
every
all kind
day.
of itchy people.
You might want to get that checked.
I think when
That's a road
people
story.
lay eyes upon us, they do get itchy. I don't know what that is, though.
I don't know. Dirty boys.
Well, thank you, Andy, for joining us. For more information, log on to andythekid.com. For more information on We Are The Riot, log on to facebook.com/WeAreTheRiot, and look for them on Twitter as well, at We Are The Riot.